6 signs your crush likes you as a friend. Falling for someone can be, exhilarating. Every message from them can lift your spirits, and every moment spent together might feel filled with hidden meaning. But there's a question that lingers for many people in this situation. Does your crush actually like you back, or are they simply being friendly? It is one of the most common sources of emotional confusion in modern relationships. You feel a spark, but you are unsure whether it's mutual or one-sided. And the truth is, sometimes that spark you feel is only a reflection of your own hopes. Understanding whether your crush likes you romantically or only sees you as a friend is not always easy. Friendliness can mimic flirtation. Warmth can be mistaken for chemistry. And when you're emotionally invested, it becomes even harder to see things clearly. But recognizing the subtle, consistent signs can help you navigate this emotional fog. In this video, we'll explore 6 well-defined and psychologically backed signs that your crush probably sees you as a friend, rather than, a potential romantic partner. These signs aren't meant to discourage you at all. Instead, they're meant to offer clarity, which is honestly one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself. When you can see a relationship for what it truly is, you're able to make better decisions about where to invest your heart. So, let's begin with the first sign. Sign number 1. They talk openly and enthusiastically about other people they are attracted to. One of the most immediate and obvious signs that your crush views you as a friend is their comfort level in discussing their romantic interests with you. If they often talk about who they find attractive, share details about recent dates, or even ask for your opinion on someone they like, they probably do not consider you as a romantic option. Romantic attraction usually brings with it a sense of caution. People who have a crush tend to avoid mentioning others they're interested in because, they want to maintain an air of availability or avoid hurting your feelings. But if your crush consistently brings up their romantic life, it shows that they don't feel the need to manage your emotions in that way. They might share funny or flirty exchanges they had with someone else. They may ask for your advice about their love life or celebrate when things go well with another person. And what's important here is their tone. If they seem excited and lighthearted while sharing these details with you, then it's a strong indication that they see you as someone safe and non-threatening, someone they trust, not someone they are trying to impress. This type of behavior stems from what psychologists call Platonic intimacy. It's a sign of emotional closeness, but not of romantic chemistry. They feel connected to you, but not in a way that includes desire or longing. As sign number 2, they avoid physical intimacy or keep a noticeable distance. Body language is often the silent voice of attraction. When people like someone romantically, they will usually find small, subtle ways to close the physical gap between them. A light touch on the arm, playful nudges, prolonged eye contact, or even the way they lean in during a conversation can all signal romantic interest. But if your crush consistently avoids physical closeness or seems very conscious about personal space, it may mean they're not comfortable with that kind of intimacy between you. And it is not because they do not like you as a person. It is because they are placing clear, unspoken boundaries around your relationship. For example, you may notice that they never initiate hugs or avoid them altogether. If you sit next to them, they may naturally create space or position themselves at an angle that feels more formal than relaxed. They might even appear slightly uncomfortable with prolonged eye contact or casual touches. Pay attention to how they respond to your cues as well. If you reach out to touch their shoulder during a laugh, and they subtly pull away or change the subject, it likely indicates that they are not receptive to physical gestures that could be interpreted as romantic. Friendship and physical affection can absolutely coexist. But when someone is attracted to you, they usually find it difficult to resist leaning in, both literally and figuratively. A lack of physical warmth is a strong and often overlooked sign that your crush doesn't feel that spark. Sign number 3, they consistently use Platonic language to define your relationship. Words carry weight, and in emotionally ambiguous situations, people often use language as a tool to define boundaries without confrontation. When someone likes you as a friend, they will often describe your relationship in very deliberate ways. You might hear phrases like, "You're such a great friend," or "I don't know what I'd do without your friendship." They may even go as far as to call you a brother or sister figure, especially in moments that feel emotionally intense. These labels are not random. They are signals. Signals that say, "I value you," but only in this specific, non-romantic role. They may come after vulnerable conversations or during times when the bond feels particularly close. But instead of escalating into something more, they double down on the friend label. This platonic framing helps them clarify their feelings without having to directly reject you. It sets expectations. And in many cases, it helps them manage the dynamic in a way that avoids confusion, at least from their perspective. If someone were romantically interested, they would typically avoid using definitive friend zone language. They might let the lines blur. They may speak in ways that leave room for interpretation or emotional ambiguity, but someone who is consistently using friend-specific language is likely not leaving the door open for more. Sign number 4. They encourage you to pursue other romantic opportunities. If your crush shows genuine enthusiasm when you talk about someone else you are interested in, it's usually a clear indication that they do not see you romantically. People who are attracted to someone often feel at least a little resistance when that person is interested in someone else. They might get quiet, act distant, or try to change the topic. That emotional reaction is natural when there's romantic investment. But when your crush cheers you on, tries to play matchmaker, or expresses excitement about your romantic interests, they are showing that they feel no romantic threat. They are emotionally detached from you in that way. They may be trying to be supportive, yes, but they are also unconsciously reinforcing that they are not in competition for your heart. They might say things like, "You should totally go for it," or "You two would be so cute together." They may offer to help you craft the perfect message or give you advice on how to impress someone else. And while that can be kind and even endearing, it's also a quiet, powerful way of saying, "I'm not part of that picture." Encouraging someone to find love elsewhere is rarely what people do when they themselves are hoping to be chosen. This kind of behavior is rooted in care, but not desire. It shows compassion, not competition. Sign number 5. You are always the one initiating contact, and they rarely reciprocate proactively. Effort is a mirror of intention. When someone is romantically interested, they usually find reasons to engage. They text first, they check in, they ask questions about your day, they suggest plans. Even small, frequent interactions are their way of saying, "I want to be close to you." But if you notice that you're the one who always initiates the texts, makes the plans, or keeps the conversation going, that imbalance may reveal a lack of romantic interest. They may respond when you reach out, they may even be friendly and engaged, but if they rarely initiate or follow up, it's likely because they do not feel the internal pull to stay connected in a deeper way. Even more telling is how they react when you stop initiating. Do they reach out to see how you're doing? Do they notice the silence? Or does the distance grow without any effort from their side to bridge it? Romantic interest tends to fuel pursuit. When that energy is absent and you are carrying all the weight of communication, it signals that the connection is one-sided. Friendship can still exist here, of course, but romance, at its core, requires mutual emotional energy. If that's missing, it is important to take note. Sign number 6. There is no flirtation, no emotional tension, and no romantic undercurrent. Flirtation is often subtle, but it is rarely invisible. It can be verbal, like compliments, teasing, or suggestive jokes, or it can be nonverbal, through body language, eye contact, and energy shifts. When two people are attracted to each other, their interaction usually has some spark, some tension, some feeling that things could go somewhere. But if your dynamic with your crush feels consistently neutral, if it lacks that spark, then it likely reflects the absence of romantic interest. Your conversations may be deep, fun, or thoughtful, but they are not charged. There is no undertone of curiosity or desire. There are no playful hints, no pauses that linger, no moments where words feel unnecessary because the connection is so clear. This is not a failure. It's simply a reflection of how they experience you emotionally. They might enjoy your company, even admire you deeply, but the romantic voltage is not present. In fact, some people will consciously avoid flirtation because they do not want to give the wrong impression. They may intentionally keep the conversation wholesome or professional or, intellectual, just to avoid creating confusion. Compare how they act with you to how they act with others. If they are more flirty or emotionally available with other people but not with you, that contrast is meaningful. It shows you where you stand in their emotional hierarchy. So what now? What should you do with this information? Understanding the difference between being liked as a friend and being desired as a romantic partner is, honestly, just crucial for your emotional health. If these signs resonate with you, it might be time to recalibrate your expectations and really focus on your own emotional well-being. That might mean, creating some emotional distance. It could mean redirecting your attention toward people who actually show you mutual interest. Or maybe it just means appreciating the friendship for what it is, while letting go of the hope for something more. Unrequited love is, honestly, one of the most human experiences in the world. It's a testament to your capacity to care, to dream, and to really open your heart. But your heart deserves to be met with the same level of interest and effort. Your feelings are not foolish, but they do deserve to be matched. So take this as an opportunity, not to feel rejected, but to gain clarity. Not to give up on love, but to create space for the kind of love that is mutual, passionate, and reciprocal. Thank you for being here. If you found this video helpful or insightful, consider subscribing for more content on relationships, emotional clarity, and self-growth. Your time and your heart are valuable, so make sure you're giving them to someone who feels the same way. Love doesn't need to be chased. When it's right, it flows. When it's mutual, it's obvious. And when it's yours, you won't have to wonder.